Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, Duta BPJS Kesehatan all over Indonesia. Welcome to the Initiative National Debate Competition INDC 2024. Now we are joining semi-final. Yeah, please give applause to all the contestants. You have going so far this way. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to introduce myself. Hello, I am Aisyah Junaid. I am your moderator for this evening. I'm from Kantor Cabang Banjarmasin, Kepwil 8. This evening, we will witness the interesting match, of course, between two support teams. We have Singaraja and Happily from KC Singaraja Kepwil 11. Big applause. Congratulations, you're joining us in semi-final. And as the affirmative house, of course, and the Sandstorm from KC Cimahi Kepwil 5 as the negative house. Congratulations, Cimahi. Welcome to the semi-final. All right, right now I'm with my co-moderator, Ms. Dila, and from Corporate University, Miss Yola. Okay, and then I would like to say hi to our honorable adjudicators. We have 3 adjudicators right now. First, I want to say hello to Miss Ayat. Hello, Miss Ayat.
Hello, Miss Moderator and
Hello.
everybody. I think this will be an interesting debate because I know that it is a stage of Big Four. So I think, and as we know that KC Sandstorm has an experience before in previous, but I think I hope it wouldn't be a big challenge or an effort for Singaraja group or Singaraja teams,
And
right?
happy.
Is the name is correct?
Singaraja ran happily.
Oh,
Happily.
Singaraja ran
Happily.
happier, ran happy, happily.
Yes.
Okay, but and I would like to say to give greetings for everyone here, and also let's break a leg to the two of the groups. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Ayat. And the second adjudicators, we have Mr. Ahmad Krisnawan. Hello, Mr. Ahmad.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang mulia Ibu Ayat, yang terhormat Bapak Adit, Ibu Ais. I make it short. We will enjoy this evening and let's start the debate. Good luck for you guys. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Ahmad. Okay. Okay, next we have our third adjudicator, Mr. Aditya Darmasurya. Hello, Mr. Adit.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations for both teams. You've made it to the semifinals. Just perform your best and don't be too nervous. Just take it easy.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Adit. Yeah, don't nervous. Let's just take it easy and we will going to happy debate in this evening. All right. Thank you once again for joining us to all the honorable adjudicators. And then I will go to the introduction of the 2 teams. In the affirmative house, we have Singaraja and Happily. Hello, Singaraja.
Hi.
Hello. Okay, please introduce yourself one by one from the first speaker, and maybe you want to say anything about this debate and how is feeling right now, please. Okay, next we will go to the third speaker of the Singaraja and Happily. Please introduce yourself, Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Adjudicator, Moderator, and all of the negative house participant. We very appreciate we become this battle and hope it's very make enjoy to both of us, all of us. Thank you very much. Very happy.
Yeah, we are waiting a very epic debate this evening. All right. And to their counselor, Iputu Erika, welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us this evening. And then we'll go to the Sandstrom as the negative house from Kaca Cimahi Kepwil 5. Let's go to the first speaker of Sandstrom. Hello.
Hello, Miss.
Hello, please introduce yourself, Miss, and maybe you want to say anything about this debate.
Okay, thank you. My name is Utami. I am from Kaca Cimahi. I'm Kakap, Bandung Barat. Hopefully we will have a good match. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck for this evening, Miss. Okay, then the second speaker from Sandstrom, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Rizky as second speaker from Sandstorm. I hope we can have a good match together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the third speaker of the negative house, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Trey Aulianisa and nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. As Bu Ayat said before, Sandstrom is your second year, right? To joining ANDC or the first time?
Third, yeah. Third. We are gonna three generation.
Wow, third time. 2022, 23, and 24. Wow. Okay, now you're going this far in semifinal. Good luck for both of team. All right. And I forgot our dear honorable adjudicator from the negative house, Mr. Cecep Heri. Hello, Mr. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us this evening. All right, both of team. Before we start, allow me to read some rules for all the participants. First, no participants are allowed to open their microphones before their own turn. Second, team member must rename themselves with format team name underscore first, second, or third, and team name underscore counselor. I think we are okay with this rule, everyone. And third, each team member joins with their own Zoom account, and we are okay with this. And the last, the operator may do the necessary thing to make sure that this session runs smoothly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and our honorable adjudicators, without any further ado, let's start the debate. I will read again our motion for this session. This House believes that corporate university should become a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan. Are we clear with the motion, both of team? Okay, we are clear, we are okay with that. All right, as speakers, I hope everyone is prepared for this motion, and please use your time wisely. The first chance of speaking come to first speaker of the affirmative side. Are you ready?
Yep, ready.
Okay, you have 3 minutes. You can see your time in the corner. Okay, it's set. Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Good evening, honorable educators. And ladies and gentlemen, as an affirmative house, we're going to state our stance that we believe that corporate universities should become a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan. According to M. Allen, a corporate university is strategically designed to help its parent organization achieve its mission by enhancing knowledge and wisdom. This transformation will significantly benefit BPJS Kesehatan, and we have three compelling arguments to support our statement. Firstly, regarding to regulatory aspect, there is no regulation in law number 20 or 40 on BPJS Kesehatan that prohibits it from having subsidiaries. In fact, Article 41 of law number 24 allows for the management of BPJS asset. Ensuring that BPJS Kesehatan can create subdiaries to better manage its resources, establishing corporate university as a subdiary is legally sound and aligned with existing law. Secondly, looking at existing precedents, many government institutions have corporate university. BP Jantostek, which shares the same regulatory foundation as BPJS Kesehatan, has successfully operated its corporate university since 2015. BPJS Kesehatan Corporate University already has the infrastructure, system, certified human resource, and continuously developing programs, demonstrating its capability and potential for immense gains from this enhanced structure and focus. Thirdly, the development focus is crucial. As a subdiaries, corporate university can focus on its primary goal as learning institution, leading to better educational programs tailored specifically for BPJS Kesehatan. This autonomy will allow for innovation and swift adaptation to educational need. Ensuring BPJS Kesehatan remains the forefront of healthcare management and delivery. And also, enhancing the corporate university will solidify BPJS Kesehatan reputation as social insurance laboratory on international scale. The subsidiary status will provide independence, resource for developing cut-edge educational programs that benefit BPJS Kesehatan and its stakeholders. So in conclusion, transforming corporate university into a private subsidiaries of BPJS Kesehatan is strategic, legally sound step that will enhance the quality and effectiveness of BPJS Kesehatan. This move will leverage legal foundation, existing precedents, and focused development, leading to more efficient and effective organization. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the first speaker. You have remaining time. Do you want to use it?
Yes, it is. No.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, next we're moving to the first speaker of the negative side. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable educator and esteemed opponent. Today we are debating the motion BPJS Korpu should become a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan. As the first speaker, I will outline the why BPJS Korpu should remain integrated with BPJS Kesehatan. I will focus on benefit of maintaining its current status, including organization synergy, cost efficiency, and mission alignment with BPJS Kesehatan. What is the purpose of making it a subsidiary? Is it due to a deficit issue or sustainability? So revisit the regulation, law number 24 of 2011, article 4. BPJS organized the national social security system based on the principle. One of them is non-profit. The non-profit principle refers to the management of the business prioritizing the use of fund development result to provide maximum benefit to all participants. BPJS Kesehatan is a public service agency dedicated to providing health insurance to Indonesians. Diverting focus to manage a corporate subsidiary could detract from its primary mission. From hukumonline.com, before the establishment of BPJS in April 2013, the Minister of State-Owned Enterprise, Dahlan Iskan, supported the success of BPJS to ensure social security for the people. As a form of support, Dahlan agreed to the proposal that PT Askes and Jamsostek sell their subsidiaries, PT InHealth and PT Bijak, respectively. Referring to the regulation related to BPJS, Dahlan stated that when PT Askes transitioned to BPJS Kesehatan, it should not have subsidiaries. However, it is clear that if the subsidiary is bought by another company, it should not operate activities similar to BPJS. This historical precedent underscores the importance of BPJS Kesehatan remaining focused on its core mission. And Korpu exists to achieve the fifth focus of BPJS Health, namely increasing the agency's capability in organizing the JKN program. In the National Health Insurance Program, Journal JJKN, entitled Human Resources Management in the Implementation of the JKN KIS Program, a literature review states that BPJS Kesehatan as the only public legal entity that organized the JKN KIS Program in Indonesia is considered necessary to place the HR management function as one of the strategic aspects that must be managed optimally. An important finding in this study is that in general, the implementation of HR management at BPJS Kesehatan has been in accordance with the HR4 role model prospected by Ulrich, which has been recognized as one of the reference in organizational HR management practice. This includes Korpu, which has duties and responsibility in planning HR learning and development, implementing learning and development. Transforming the corporate university into a subsidiary would impose additional financial obligation, including tax liability. These new expenses could strain the subsidiary resources and impact operational efficiency, diverting funds that could otherwise enhance educational program and employee development. In conclusion, maintaining BPJS Korpu as part of BPJS Kesehatan ensure organizational synergy and cost efficiency. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, the first speaker of the negative house. Next, we'll move to the second speaker of the affirmative house, Singaraja and Heavily. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, good evening, everyone and honorable educators. I'm Aris as the second speaker from the affirmative house. Before sharing our stance, I want to respond what the first speaker of the negative house said before. Korpu as a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan is in aim to make a broader ecosystem of GKN to become more strengthful and can adding value to BPJS asset. If you talk about why InHealth is sold before, remember, InHealth and BPJS Kesehatan offer the same product, which is health insurance, while Korpu product is not insurance, but education. So InHealth sold to other company avoid the conflict of interest. Thank you. And based on Singh et al. 2019, there are three main focus on Korpu. First, business focus Korpu to provide the training needed for business activities, for example, training for health facilities. Second, learning focus, provide flexibility system with the organization to create and carry out learning strategies, for example, certification. And third, knowledge management focus, provide a tool for managing the organization knowledge, for example, to become live laboratory for organizations who want to take in-depth knowledge about social security system. By making Korpu as a private subsidiary, we can create a better national health insurance ecosystem with a different approach. Korpu will focus on its role as learning center based on three main focus of Korpu. We can commercialize these three functions, which is a great prospect. Why? Because we already have a large market. Who are they? Healthcare facilities, public institution, or educational organization. For example, in 2018, Korpu signed agreement with Pamjaki, and in 2024, collaborated with Universitas Terbuka, and in MOU synergy and partnership, education, research, and community service. And currently, we are also promoting the implementation of P5 module. According to the roadmap for the development and strengthening of Indonesian insurance, released by the Financial Service Authority, insurance penetration rate in Indonesia in 2020 was only 2.2%. As data above, as educators, we can take benefit from this opportunity. So private insurance company and even other countries who interested in learning about social insurance also can collaborate with Korpu. This means Korpu has a great chance to grow and even become a private subsidiary that serves as an educational life laboratory to help build a large and strong GKN ecosystem. Remember, corporate university can become a powerful module for life laboratory learning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, second speaker of the Singaraja and Heavily. Use your time very wise. Okay, next we are moving to the second speaker of the negative house. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicator and esteemed opponents. As the second speaker for the negative tip, I will build upon argument presented by my college, and I will focus on one of it is mission alignment and potential risk. Now let's explore how maintaining BPJS Corporate University as part of BPJS Kesehatan. It's aligned with the mission and value of our national healthcare system, and our focus actually on public health goals. BPJS Kesehatan primary mission is to provide comprehensive health coverage to all Indonesians. BPJS Corporate University, as part of this organization, aligns its program with this mission. Privatizing the university could shift its focus toward profit-driven motive, potentially compromising the quality and accessibility of training program tailored to public health needs. And there are also consistency in training standard and integrated BPJS Corporate University ensure that training standards are consistent with the overarching goals of BPJS Kesehatan. This consistency is vital for maintaining high standard of healthcare delivery across the country. And then there is transparency and oversight as stated in Presidential Regulation number 25 of 2020 concerning governance of the Social Security Agency. Article 2, good governance is guided by the principle of responsibility, namely the conformity of BPJS management with the provision of laws and regulation. And I also want to ask the affirmative team if it's become a subsidiary and what will be its scope, because there are some potential risks associated with privatizing BPJS corporate university, such as the quality of education. By privatizing BPJS corporate university, it may lead to focus on profit rather than the quality of education and training provided. The shift could result in subpar training programs that do not adequately prepare healthcare professionals to meet the needs of BPJS Kesehatan and the public. And also, it will increase costs for training. Privatizing could lead to increased training costs, revenue, and as a private subsidiary, it will aim to profits. And this increase in costs could burden BPJS Kesehatan financially and limit the accessibility of training program for healthcare professional, and ultimately impacting the quality of healthcare system. And are we ready to privatizing the subsidiary of corporate university? And to conclude, maintaining BPJS corporate university within BPJS Kesehatan ensure mission alignment, public accountability, and mitigates potential risks associated with privatization. These factors are crucial for preserving the integrity and effectiveness of our national healthcare system. Thank you.
All right, thank you, second speaker of the negative house. Next, the turn of the third speaker of the affirmative house. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, educator. If the negative house always confess that BPJS Health will lose focus, in fact, by building an ecosystem, it can make it easier for us to develop JKN itself by educating and assuring everyone knows about the JKN. We remind you about we must change. Change always starts from something. That we must control is, first, the change does not violate the regulation. It was clearly explained earlier that no regulation had been violated regarding this matter. Second, a utilization of the corporate university should make the JKN ecosystem even better, because the good values and system that we already have by the BPJS Health organization can be transmitted to other organizations or institutions that make us their laboratory. And it's certainly not free. The hope is that we can kill two birds with one stone. And then there is evidence in 2023, when Corpo initially implements PIPP certification, many health facilities interested. One of the discussion that was held with the health facilities was, this is relative cheaper and inline cost with the aim of our excellent service. We can realize that health facilities as our tangibly that can provide excellent service. It's incredible, right? And then the final addition, the advantage of Corpo being a subsidiary is that we can make financing efficiency for our own internal funds. With so many employees having to be certified, Corpo can become our training institution, which will, of course, be cheaper and more efficient. So our final note is that the process of making Corpo a subsidiary must be a mechanism that has integrity and transparency. We already know the BPJS Kesehatan have that integrity. What we have to ensure is preventing conflict of interest or things that could damage the integrity of BPJS as the implementer of the JKN program. Especially, we know we just careful about our market share. So how can we make it real? Of course, the implementation of the training system, financial, and all the rule, governance, we make it prepare first in such a way with all the mitigations. And BPJS really cares about that. In fact, because so far we are an organization that already had a very good reputation, will be our big advantage, and we are sure that Korpu will be even more successful in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the third speaker of the affirmative house. You use your time very wise. Next, we are moving to the third speaker of the negative house. You shall be ready. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators and esteemed opponents, now I will revisit the strong points made by my colleagues and counter the arguments presented by the affirmative team. And as our first speaker highlighted, BPJS Corporate Universities integration with BPJS Kesehatan ensures that training programs are directly aligned with the strategic goals and specific needs of the healthcare system. This synergy fosters a unified culture and values which are essential for effective and cohesive operations. Privatization would disrupt this integration and leading to potential misalignment in training and strategic goals. And then we also emphasize that maintaining BPJS Corporate University within BPJS Kesehatan allows for the sharing of administrative resources and benefits from economies of scale, leading to significant cost savings. Privatization would necessitate separate administrative infrastructure, increasing overall costs and reducing financial efficiency. And then, as our second speaker's detail, BPJS Corporate University alignment with BPJS Kesehatan missions of providing comprehensive health coverage to all Indonesians ensures that training programs are designed to meet the needs of the national healthcare system. Privatization could shift the corporate university focus towards profit-driven motives, compromising the quality and accessibility of training programs tailored by public health needs. And then, as a public entity, is subject to stringent regulation and oversight mechanism. This public accountability ensures transparency in operation and the responsible use of funds. Privatizing BPJS Corporate University could reduce this level of oversight, leading to mismanagement of or misuse of resources. Ladies and gentlemen, the affirmative house might suggest that a private subsidiary can attract better talent and resources. However, as a public institution, BPJS Corporate University already attracts dedicated professionals committed to public service. Privatization might prioritize commercial interests over the missions of improving public health care, leading to a potential decline in the quality of education and training. Additionally, increasing training costs to maximize profits could burden BPJS Kesehatan and limit accessibility for healthcare professionals. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you.
You still have your time. Do you want to use it? It's enough?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Speaker of the negative house. Now we are entering the conclusion part. The first team that deliver their conclusion goes to the negative house, and then we'll reply by the affirmative house. The negative house, you shall be ready. Who is the speaker? Okay, the second speaker. Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable adjudicator and esteemed opponent, in concluding our position on the motion that BPJS Corporate University should become a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan, we firmly stand against this proposition. Our first speaker emphasized that the organizational synergy and cost efficiency that come from keeping BPJS Corporate University as part of BPJS Kesehatan. This integration ensure that training programs are directly aligned with the strategic goal of BPJS Kesehatan, fostering a unified culture and values, and minimizing administrative costs through resources and economic of scale. And our second speaker elaborated on the mission alignment and potential risk associated with privatization. Moreover, privatizing BPJS Corporate University may lead to a focus on profit rather than the quality of education, and it could be a conflict of interest. And training provided, there will be a resulting in subpar training programs that do not adequately prepare healthcare professionals to meet the needs of BPJS Kesehatan and the public. Additionally, it could burden BPJS Kesehatan financially and limit the accessibility of training program for healthcare professionals. Transforming the corporate university into a subsidiary would result in significant additional costs related to establishing a new management structure and meeting tax obligation. These financial burdens could divert resources away from essential educational and employee development programs, impacting the overall financial viability of the subsidiary. In conclusion, our argument have clearly demonstrated that BPJS Corporate University should remain an integral part of BPJS Kesehatan to ensure organizational synergy, cost efficiency, mission alignment, and public accountability. And we argue to reject the motion and support the continued integration of BPJS Corporate University within BPJS Kesehatan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, second speaker of the negative house. And then we are going to the reply by the affirmative house. You shall be ready. Which speaker? Singaraja. Okay, the second speaker. Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, here our conclusion. First, you have been calculate the cost of making a subsidiary private of BPJS Kesehatan. So you can mention it need a cost and will be burden BPJS Kesehatan. As our first speaker said before, Korpu already has the necessary infrastructure system and certified human resource and continuously developing system. So why it will be burden BPJS Kesehatan? And of course, Korpu and BPJS Kesehatan have inline strategy. Remember, the Korpu aims is to stronger JKN ecosystem and adding value to BPJS Kesehatan asset. BPJS Kesehatan asset, okay? If it about conflict of interest, organizations should make a transparency regulation, as our third speaker said before. Okay, in conclusion, transforming the corporate university into a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan while enhancing operational efficiency. Our argument demonstrates that such a transformation is both legally permissible and beneficial. By becoming a private subsidiary, the corporate university can focus on developing specialized educational programs that support BPJS Kesehatan mission and contribute more to national social security system. Additionally, Korpu can collaborating with various healthcare facilities, institutions, both locally and internationally. This strategic shift will enhance the corporate university role as a pivotal learning center, capable of driving significant improvement in social insurance, education, and practice. However, it is imperative that this transition is managed with integrity and transparency to uphold BPJS Kesehatan reputation and prevent conflict of interest. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay, thank you so much for the second speaker of the affirmative house. All right, everyone, the debate session is over. Thank you so much for all the debaters. Please give applause to all the debaters in this semi-final. Congratulations, guys. You have done your job. And then now it's time to our educators to have a breakout room to discuss who will be the winner in this session. And we will come back in a few minutes. To the speakers and the supporters, you may get a break, but remember to stand by until the session is officially done. Okay, everyone, we will back. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome back to our honorable adjudicators, and hello again, everyone. It's been a very tough and long discussion to our adjudicators. But since this is competition, we have to decide which team deserves to go to the grand final. So now I will invite our first adjudicator to give comment to Mr. Ahmad. Time and media all are yours.
Thank you, Mbak Ais. Honorable adjudicator, Mr. Aditya and Mrs. Ayatullah. So this evening I will represent myself and Mrs. Ayat because She already have a meeting and very important meeting. That's really sorry for her cannot be joined in this result. First of all, thank you very much for all of you. But there is still but. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, today is back to the square one. After several times, we joined this debate session. This evening, both group trying the best to play safety. If affirmative or negative, both side just do a social performance. What happened, guys? It's just easy. Like I give you an example. Affirmative, this motion this evening is, are we really need to capitalization Corpu? It means the reason is only one, we need money. If you sell something, you need money, gitu kan? That's a really simple idea. Affirmative should make argument why we need money, and the negative only need to ask a simple question: why we need money? That's simple. But this evening, even support by a lot of data, but nothing in the regulation let us cannot against profit. Nothing. We could sell anything. In reality, now we already built a strategic business unit. Both of you know about that. There's just one step before we capitalize everything. That's not the issue of this evening. The issue is, in the beginning, I already asked both group. One of you must defend your motion based on your motion about the topic, and another is make argument about the argument of the motion. But two of you didn't do that. Affirmative is lucky because the motion is based on their side and they just try to understand the motion. But the other group, the negative, you bring another topics. You didn't use the affirmative to make argument about their topic. But it's okay. I told the other adjudicator, Mr. Ayat, Mr. Aditya, there is one important thing in this debate. We all in this debate use English. I think that's a problem. But that's the important point of this initiative national debate competition, because this made by English club. Yeah, it should use English. But if we want to make a debate next time, I think we will make in Indonesia. And both of you, I think it's more easier to make argument. I think, because if we use English, I see from beginning until now, both of you just try to make a good English conversation, think about grammatic, think about everything except the content of discipline. Only there's the problem. That's why we could understand, the adjudicator could understand what's the problem of this debate since beginning until now. I think if we make the Indonesian, both of you will think different. Because very easy to make argument, very easy to make rebuttal in Indonesian. Or if you come from the same area, maybe use a daerah language is more better. Yeah? If you both come from Bali and you both speak in Balinese, or from Sunda is Sundanese, it's more easier to make an argumentation. But today is the time use English. And in our habit, if we say something in English, we always afraid to make a mistake. That's normal. Everyone. Maybe I am the one who didn't say that. Just said everything in English because we are not English. Maybe next time, just forget everything. You just focus in the topic and say everything in English. The right grammatic, wrong grammatic is not our business. Just say it. Okay? But both of you doing well, and because both of you has already come to this quarterfinal, I think I must appreciate both of you for your fighting. And let Mr. Aditya to give the result. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Ais. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmad. And then we are going to the second adjudicators and the last adjudicators comment in this night. And also we'll announce who will be the winner, who will be go to the grand final in Jakarta, of course. So Mr. Adit, please, media is all yours.
Okay, everyone. So it seems everyone is still nervous today until now. But for us adjudicators, it was a very close debate, meaning that the margin for each team score is only 1 or less than 1. So it's a very close debate and it's a split decision. So 2 of the adjudicators choose one side of the house and 1 adjudicator choose one side of the house. So it's a very close debate and it is a split decision. Both teams are equal for us, but of course, one team must be selected to go to the finals. Now, as what Pa Ahmad has said, that you need to be more spiritful. For example, you need to be more responsive to your other team's arguments. And don't forget for me, I would say the AREL formula, RL, assertion, reasoning, example, and link back. So most of your arguments are only assertions. Assertion means a one-line sentence. It needs to be elaborated more. So we have reasonings, AR, and you need to provide examples, ARE. And after you provide the assertion, reasoning, examples, you should link back to your theme line. A theme line is why you support the motion or why you do not support the motion, and it covers all of your arguments. So a theme line is one argument that is an umbrella for all of your arguments. Now, this is something tricky, but of course, we as debaters must be able to create a structure of the case so that our adjudicators, the spectators here can understand your arguments well and have a comprehensive understanding of what you are going to say. Now, for the affirmative side of the house, you try to explain to us that we need to privatize this, that we need to make the corporate university as a private subsidiary of BPJS Kesehatan. But perhaps for further debate, you can add more urgency and significance on why it needed right now. Is it urgent? Would it be significant to, I don't know, what is the purpose of your case? Is it to counter the deficit of BPJS Kesehatan, or is it to add the operational costs, or what kind of purpose are you going to go to for your case? Now, for the negative side of the house, you had a chance to rebut the affirmative side of the house, but unfortunately, some rebuttals were not kind of to the point for the arguments for the affirmative of the house. There are several arguments for me that might be beneficial for your team, but was not elaborated more. For example, when you were tackling the affirmative of the house when you ask them what is the purpose of this, how are you going to operate this, and etc., etc. But unfortunately, it was not in a comprehensive argument from the first until the third speaker. Now, due to this, because it is a split decision, two adjudicators choose one side of the house and one adjudicator choose one side of the house. So the winner of the semifinals tonight's debate is the affirmative Southern House. Congratulations for the affirmative Southern House for winning this semifinal session. And the best speaker for tonight's debate is the first negative Southern House. Congratulations also for the first speaker of the negative. And at last but not least, congratulations to all of you. You have given your best to the debate session tonight. We hope that you can improve better for the next session. I'll pass it back to Mbak Ais.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Aditya. And once again, congratulations to Singaraja and happily welcome to the grand final in Jakarta. And for the negative house, we have the best speaker from the negative house, the first speaker. Congratulations, Miss. Thank you so much. And for the negative house, don't worry, don't be sad. You will be go to the next round to find who will be the third place. So please prepare yourself. Once again, congratulations to the winning team, Singaraja and Happily. I hope today's debate give you an amazing experience, everyone. For the negative house, you might not win today, but you have won this competition in your supporter hearts. And thank you so much for all the supporters. You're very amazing supporters. And for our honorable adjudicators, thank you so much, Mr. Ahmad, Mr. Adit, and Miss Ayat to joining us in this evening. And see you again, everyone, to the next round, the grand final, of course, and the third place of the next match. Thank you, everyone. See you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam, congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Singaraja. And happily.
Singaraja. Kita ketemu di Jakarta.
Thank you, educator, negative house, thank you, Cimahi, moderator, Miss Ais, thank you so much.